Hello, and welcome to Sega News Bits Extra. I'm your host, George, and with me is Barry.
Hello, I'm extra happy to be here.
And we're going to be talking about mobile games right now. And I know this is one of those things where when people hear mobile games, they just shut off. But I've actually been hearing like more positive talk about Sega's mobile games, especially that Sega Heroes, which I personally shat on it right away when I saw it because I didn't like the art style. But people are telling me I'm super wrong. So let's talk about these new mobile games that we found out. So the first story you wrote is Team Sonic Racing mobile. It might be coming out. Tell us about this story and how you found it.
Yeah, so so if you're ever on Facebook, sometimes you get these targeted sponsored ads. And we've seen these before. Remember, Sega Heroes was in an earlier version. There were pixel graphics, and people were finding that. There was that Sonic Boom Village game. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember that one.
Yeah, and so a lot of times these go out there so that they can gauge interaction with the ads to see, hey, people seem really interested in this type of game. In that sense, I think these are legitimate because there were people replying saying, these are fake, actually. And I'm like, well, what do people have to gain by posting ads for Team Sonic Racing on mobile, especially when you look at these and the artwork? I don't know where you can get some of these assets. Like, you look in the background and there's these like wisps flying around, and to my knowledge, there aren't, like, this art is not available to us. So,
are we gonna pretend that a Sonic, like, they're not just like, there's a freaking Sonic mobile game that is just Sonic Boom, and then Sonic Dash, and then there's like all these like jumping Sonic games. Like, Sonic gets people to download the app. Like, let's not pretend that Sega's just looking for an excuse to make another Sonic mobile app. Like, they've been looking for an excuse for a while. They did one for Sonic Forces.
Right. And I was actually surprised that Team Sonic Racing didn't have a mobile version, because if you remember, Transformed, that was on everything. They had a 3DS version, a iOS version. To be honest, I think they spread themselves too thin because the 3DS version was filled with mistakes. Like, there were weird glitches. The question is, do you think this will have like all the features, or do you think it'll be a stripped down version?
I think that this might just be like a mobile version of what they kind of like they did with Sonic Forces, where it's just really Sonic Dash but with a skin over it. I'm assuming that this might just be that, but the same idea of Sonic Forces where you race online, but it's just in cars now.
That would make sense. I mean, the alternative would be like a tilt game, but then that would mean you have to remake the entire game from scratch. And I don't know, looking at these screenshots, some people say, hey, these are from the other game. But I'm looking at it, like this one that says new and it has Sonic. You look at it and it does not look like the game that we've seen. I haven't seen this screenshot before. I could be wrong, but it looks kind of stripped down, like it could be a mobile version.
Yeah, and that's what you kind of expect with these things. They're just a companion app, so, oh, the kid that can't afford the Team Sonic Racing, they go and download the app for free and get a similar experience and say you get some cash. And the next one is what got me excited. Choo Choo Rocket Mobile, is this true?
Again, you know, it's coming from that same, I mean, it's the same layout, same sponsored post. It could be true. The question is, maybe they're testing the waters for a new Choo Choo Rocket. There is a mobile version of the game out there. It's been out since 2010. However, I believe it was pulled from the App Store. I still have it, so if you purchased it, you can still download it. But the one on iOS was actually really good and a very faithful port of the original. Now this one, at least based on the screens, it looks like, you know, Sonic Extreme with like you're on a globe, or maybe Mario Galaxy. It looks very different. What do you think?
It looks pretty cool. It looks like it's trying to be an evolution or trying to spice it up. Like you said, they're giving it the globe look. Like, they're thinking of new ways to make the maps more interactive, more 3D, add more depth, instead of being more simplistic like the Dreamcast one was. And that's a good thing. I would like to see this actually like sponsored. I hope it's true because I really like Choo Choo Rocket. I think there's a lot of games that Sega's made in the past that like will work really, really well on mobile. Choo Choo Rocket is one of them, and the other one we always talk about is the old Shining Force games, like those strategy RPG games when you're just like moving units in a checkered board or something.
Yeah.
Those kind of games work, and it's surprising that Sega hasn't really capitalized on it. It looks like they're going to do it now. I hope it's on Android. Maybe even, and I know this is a meme at this point, but a Switch port since it has touchscreen on the tablet. So, yeah.
Yeah, that could work. I think that would be cool.
And so the last bit of news for today is that Yakuza 0 got a beta PC patch, which basically removes de novo DRM, which a lot of people did not buy this game because they hated that DRM. And people have mixed opinions. I think if people don't like it, they just don't like it, so why have it in your product? I understand how contracts work, and Sega had a contract, but it looks like they're changing their mind. The de novo piece DRM wasn't actually talked about by Sega. The developer posted on the Steam forums, and they posted all the fixes. Most of it was like he talked about, like they fixed ultra widescreen, and they fixed multiple monitor setups, and you know little things that have hiccups. But somebody in that forum said that, oh yeah, once they downloaded the beta patch and they checked, de novo was gone. And this has been rumored for a while because if you look at Steam, you can see what Sega's working on behind the scenes when it comes to patches. That's how Sonic Mania Plus was leaked, and they took it out in that build in the back. So this was already known and it was expected, but now it's in beta so people could test it. What do you think about the way Sega's supporting these PC games and actually taking criticism and fixing those issues?
I think it's great. It's taking away a lot of ammunition from Sega haters. You know, we know full well running a Sega fan site that people will hate us. You know, they'll be like, they'll say nasty stuff to us just because they don't like stuff Sega's doing, and it's like, we didn't put de novo on this. So I'm really glad that they're backing off on it, and I think they're just doing a fantastic job with the PC ports. People seem to really love these games. I get surprised because I get these Sega news notifications, and people are still reviewing Yakuza 0. They're like, here's the review of it. I'm like, what? For PC? Yeah, I guess. It's the same game, but cool. You know?
Yeah. And the thing that gets me is, like, I talked about this in the past, like, Sega has this weird problem where they are always saying, like, the next time we'll do it right, and I just feel like, I hope they learn from their PC counterparts, and, like, if they release a game like Sonic Forces, fix issues with the game instead of just pretending like, yeah, it's already out, hope you guys like it, and moving on to the next project. I hope they actually think about a long-term solution for these games, you know? I think a lot of these new companies are doing this. Resident Evil 2 that just came out is getting free DLC, for example.
Yeah.
Yakuza does free DLC, stuff like that. But the last closing statement is that, I mean, we were going to talk about the Nintendo Direct that's happening tomorrow. Maybe something that me and Barry want to see more of that's not Sega related. I think we should just open it up and say we hope that Bayonetta 3 is in this presentation.
Yeah.
I mean, am I the only one?
No.
Exactly. Okay. And what do you want to see that they haven't shown? Like maybe an old Nintendo game that you fancy that other people don't really seem to care about?
Oh boy, that's a
anything.
Anything. Old Nintendo games, boy. Well, I think it would be cool. How are they handling like the NES and SNES games on the Switch? Are they? They're
just basically giving you the free NES games as a monthly catalog. When you pay for the online, they're not doing a store yet. There is no. You can't just go in there and buy Nintendo games.
Yeah, because you see, I'd really love to see something like that. Get Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance games on the Switch. Have a whole virtual shop like that. What they call it, virtual console. Yeah, as far as Nintendo, I'd love to see a brand new 2D Mario, like a really good one. I liked Mario Maker, and the new Super Mario games were all right, but I think they should pull a Sonic Mania and give us like a crazy pixelated Mario game.
I think they should too, but Nintendo is really like they have to make it 3D. It looks like they do add like, I guess, new art styles, but it's always 3D. All the new games, I haven't seen them try to go pixel, but it would be cool if they did. My thing I want to see, I want to see a new Punch-Out, to be honest, or F-Zero. Like, I feel like those two franchises don't get enough love, and there's always something so nice to just sit down and play Punch-Out. Even the NES one, I think it's one of the better aging games of that era. Like, there's a lot of NES games that aged badly, I guess you could say. Like, they had all those like problems the other games had. I think Punch-Out is one of those games that's so simplistic to its core and done so well that it works anywhere. Like, it works now. Like, you could bring out the NES game and kids could play it now and figure it out. So I would like to see a new Punch-Out. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But we'll see what they show tomorrow. Obviously, probably not new games. Should show us some more Animal Crossing, and we'll be happy for a while. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.